research, actually a PhD research, about documenting an indigenous Nigerian language, what we call small group languages, that are threatened with extinction. In linguistics, there's something we call extinction. A language becomes extinct when the last living speaker of that language dies. So many of our languages, especially around the Middle Belt here in Plateau, Taraba, where we have several languages, but many of these languages have been swallowed up by the language of wider communication, which is Hausa. Okay, and in down south, in the south especially, many of our languages are also being swallowed up by Pidgin English. So much so that in some communities in the south, Nigerian Pidgin has become a mother tongue.
Yes.
Yeah. And when we say a mother tongue, we don't necessarily mean the language of your parents, that which is your native language. Your mother, in some places, Pidgin has become a mother tongue, which means that that's the first language that the child learns to speak. In Sierra Leone, for example, there's the Pidgin they speak there has actually attained the status of a mother tongue. It's now a language. It's called Creole. Okay? So whatever your mother tongue is, whatever is the language of indigenous people, families, it's not just a family thing. Organizations, groups, language documentation is currently the most fertile ground for language studies all around the world. Funding comes from the UN. In fact, we are currently in the decade for indigenous languages. Let me just ask this question and I'll rest my case. Why the sudden interest in documenting and preserving indigenous languages? You know that when a language dies, everything that was encoded in that language dies as well. The culture of the people, their way of life, their history, food, traditional knowledge, fishing techniques, hunting techniques, weaving techniques, arts, and even local medicine, which is science in itself. So let's all make the effort for those of us who still can't speak our languages. I was born in Jos. My parents still live here, but I speak my language fluently. And I'm currently doing some work on my language for my PhD to document my language, because my language is a minority language. So let's do all we can to keep our languages going. Thank you very much.
Thank you.